back to another episode of the wedding vlog series. You know me, your girl ShaniceAlisha. We are going to do a Q&A today because I asked you guys over on Instagram and you guys always deliver with the questions. So I put this up in my story and you guys flooded my DMs, which I do appreciate because there are so many new brides and just people inquiring about the entire process from start to finish. And as I did say, I'm gonna give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, every single thing, every bit of knowledge that I learned from the time we started planning on down to after. You guys are going to get it. So if you're excited and you're ready to pop everything off, go ahead and click that like button down below. Don't forget, if you're not a part of the gang, to go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss another ShaniceAlisha video. And if you do want to catch up on this entire series, I would suggest starting back at episode 1 and meeting me here once you're done. All right, you guys, now the amount of questions y'all asked. Listen, I had to grab me some water because I'm gonna be talking all night long, all night. And I am also going to share with you guys all of the vendors and websites and online things that I found leading up to simple things that people don't think about. I'm going to share all of that, and I'm going to put the links down below in the description box, so that will be jam-packed with all of the information you need. I'm also going to try to insert pictures. I'm going to try to elaborate as much as I can within reason, because I cannot make this video any longer than I know it's already going to be. Like, y'all, let me show y'all. Y'all know how y'all come. Y'all know how y'all come. Y'all know how y'all come. Like, let's get started. So, in no particular order, I'm going to answer these questions. I really did not skim through to try to find how I should go about this, so bear with me if they don't correlate like they usually do, because I'm just gonna hop right in. So, advice for new bride-to-bees. I would say this: enjoy the process. Learn how to delegate, learn when to say yes and how to say no. Not when to say no, because there will be moments where you just automatically no. And that's that. This is your moment. This is your process. Celebrate and enjoy it with your husband to be. It's about you guys, and within reason, when the time is right, you will know when to set your date, when to start planning, and how you're going to get through everything. The biggest thing about being a bride, especially if you're going to have anyone standing beside you, whether that be a matron of honor, a maid of honor, bridesmaids, a mother, a sibling, whatever, just make sure you learn how to delegate, because you're going to need to lighten your load in any way, shape, or form possible. That way you can execute the best day ever for you, because on the day you're not supposed to worry about anything. Okay, so that is the biggest cup of tea I can give to any bride to be. And yeah, have fun, have fun, have fun. This is a beautiful experience, and you want to be able to say that you enjoyed every piece of it, not just the pictures that you look back on. You feel me? Was it hard picking your bridal party? I got a lot of questions about bridal parties, how to pick, what everybody did. Let me see, what was another question in here about the bridal party? What were all of the party's responsibilities and the things they paid for, etc. Let's see. I think that just about wraps it up. Let me put my phone down for this, because I hear so many horror stories about bridal parties and just things that went wrong. People that fell out, all of the above. Listen to me now and listen to me good. It is so crucial to pick the right people to stand beside you on the day of, every single part leading up to the day of, even afterwards. Picking my bridal party was not hard. I did at one point, while picking people and thinking about just everyone that I wanted to have in it, have a moment where I thought about, ooh, is this too much? But not once in my mind did I second guess anybody who was in my bridal party. You guys, selfless, hardworking, what do I want to say? Just creative, somebody that's able to think on their feet. These are all the qualities that you need to look for in your bridesmaids, maid of honor, matron of honors. You need to really think about people that are going to be there in your corner for you, who you can delegate a job, who can get it done, and who's not going to worry the absolute dog shit out of you. There were times when Ashley, Twyla, Aisha, Shayna, had to correlate with my mom, of course, had to jump in and do things that I had no idea about. And that goes to just say, you could only imagine on the day of the things that they ran interference on that I had no idea what was going on, but I was able to live and enjoy every single moment. So when I had my bridesmaid proposal brunch back in August of 2020, I had a sheet, and I don't mind sharing it here on the screen, of what it all was going to include in accepting this position. It's a financial obligation, and you need to be upfront with your bridesmaids about that. This is how much I anticipate for you to spend to be a part of my big day. It's okay to say no. We're not gonna fall out if you say no, but these are my expectations as to what you're going to pay, and this is what I would love to have you do. That's it, period. So I let them know about the cost of jewelry, hair, makeup, shoes, dress, bachelorette party. Lay it all out. At first, we did have the idea to just keep it in the States, do DC, make it really cute. But of course, me being extra and being me, we gotta go all out. I travel for everything else. Why not travel for my bachelorette celebration? So I will say that everything was a rough estimate of what was anticipated for them to pay. And then I also, as the bride, decided to let them know, hey, I'll cover this and I'll cover that, because I do understand that I am asking of a lot, and I'm in a really good position to take care of some things, and you guys won't have to worry about them. But you just need to know what you want. And once you get engaged, there are things that you just begin to lay out and think about. So I will suggest, to going back to what advice I would give, getting you a bridal planner, like a book, an actual physical book that you can write things down in. They have a lot of timelines in them. They include a lot of calendars and to-do lists and everything else you could think of. Get you one of those if you're bad with managing and planning. That way you can write things out, you can stay on task, and you won't miss a beat. So everybody's roles and responsibilities for the day of. Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it on the screen if you guys are wanting to physically see it, but I can let you guys know right here. So Ashley and Twyla had the most responsibilities on the day of, simply because of who they were, my maids of honor. So Ashley was the bridal party point of contact. She was in charge of problem resolution. So if anybody had an issue, Ashley is the person to go to. Don't come to Shanice, because I'm gonna flip out. You know, I'm gonna have a moment, I'm gonna get overwhelmed. It's just not gonna be good coming to me, because in that day, the only thing that I'm thinking about is not shitting myself, not having a thick tongue while I'm doing my vows, and Lord Jesus, if my veil falls off, how am I going to recover? Those are the only things that I was thinking about on the day of. I'm not thinking about anything else. So my mind wasn't going to be clear to even answer what my date of birth was, okay? Also, Ashley handled holding the ring and the vows. Next up was Twyla. She was the photographer and videographer point of contact. She handled hair incidentals and then also holding the groom's gifts. When it came to hair incidentals, Twyla's really good with quick styles, especially the ponytails, super easy to fix and recover, rebraid, dip in water, whatever the case may be. So she just was the person that I automatically thought of. If any of the bridesmaids needed some attention to their hair, Twyla was the person to go to. Moving on down to Shayna. She was the point of contact for the family. As you guys know, we all did stay in one hotel, so I wasn't sure if family members were going to try to come in the room and have conversation and talk and whatnot. So Shayna was just in charge of keeping them out of the loop, because sometimes that can be a little overwhelming as well. Aisha handled wardrobe incidentals, and she was the point of contact for Miss Burgess. And if you're new here, that was my wedding planner. So very simple as put. If anything happened, Aisha's good with wardrobes and improvising. She thinks quick on her feet. So just putting a pin here, steaming something there, making sure that your undergarments are seamless. That was Aisha's duty. Tasha, my best friend, she handled time management, and she was one of the holders for the schedule. And she kept us all on task. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. Where are you supposed to be? What room are you in? All right, hair done. How's it looking downstairs? Okay, next person, switch out. That was her responsibility, as well as Tion, because I know it was going to be like, this is what you need to do. No, I knew they were going to stand firm on it and make sure that it was getting done. Chelsea was in charge of room recovery for the makeup room, which I labeled room A. And it's just simple as put, making sure that the room wasn't trashed. And when we got back, we all knew that we were going to be intoxicated. So nobody was going to have time to clean up and get themselves together before checkout in the morning. So she just made sure that, hey, if you got trash, put it in the trash. Don't, you know, do that to the countertops, whatever the case may be. Darren was in charge of room recovery for room B, which was the hair room, and also picking up breakfast. Simple as put. He's a guy. He didn't have to get hair and makeup done. He can run and get other tasks completed while the rest of the girls had to stick to this schedule. Of course, you guys know that Rena was on the BTS filming, and kudos to her. Shout out to her and shout out to Bree for all of the time, dedication, and just effort they put forward in making sure that they captured the entire day's moments. I wouldn't have been able to do that without them, and they really hold a special place in my heart, because you guys know how much I love to bring y'all along, and I'm just so grateful for them doing that. Now, Kina was in charge of the flower girl and the ring bearer. She's a mom. The ring bearer was her son. Simple as put, she was able to keep the babies occupied and attended to as long as they were in our care. And of course, Lauren, who is Hazley's mom, she was there, and she took Hayes down for a nap, wiped her face, got her changed up, whatever case may be, stayed with us the entire time we were getting ready, as you guys saw. Moving on to the last two, Queen was on makeup incidentals. You guys know Queen is a makeup artist. She's very good with thinking on her feet, getting the job done, and improvising. She also did myself, hers, and Tion's makeup for the day. I'm pretty sure if we needed her to hop in and help Janae at any point, she was going to be able to do that as well. So you guys know Queen has also gotten married before me, so she was able to just know what to do when the time happened, and she was really good with that as well. Jasmine was the makeup artist assistant. Simply put, she was there to help out with cleaning brushes, wiping things down, moving things out the way in the event that anything happened and we needed to change a room or whatever, which we didn't, thank God, but she was just there for backup and incidentals. Also entertainment, if you could imagine. So yes, that was everybody's roles and responsibilities for the day. Let's move on to the next question. So where did you get the bridesmaids dresses from? If you have not caught up on the series, please do so now. You can actually type in ShaniceAlisha bridesmaids and you'll see it. I did an entire video about it, but simply put, they were from Bella Bridesmaids here in Atlanta. I definitely recommend them to anyone looking for dresses. What are all the items you put into the bridesmaids proposal boxes? I did very strategic things when it came to laying out their boxes. One, I wanted a t-shirt for everyone for the day that they went to pick out their dresses. That way there can be some sort of uniformity and everybody just look cute for pictures. I did a tumbler with everyone's name on it for the simple fact that I knew wherever we went, it would be great to hold chaser and or a mixed drink in it. And I thought it would just be cute for the aesthetics, the vibe, the pictures. What else did I put in there? Oh, I did a personalized bottle of like a sparkling wine, and that was it. I think that was it. And I will link below all of those items in case anybody is interested in them. How far in advance did you have to start planning? If you guys keep up with the vlogs, you know from the time we touch back home in Atlanta, Miss Burgess had me out looking for a venue because that is probably the most important thing that you need to go ahead and book, because that will determine what your actual wedding date will be. You can have all of these days in mind, but if the venue does not have availability, then how would you, you know? So I would say, rule of thumb, 1.5 to 2 years is the perfect amount of time to plan a wedding, depending upon you as a person and then what you bring to the table financially, because that's all I gotta say. Was the process as stressful as you thought it would be, or no stress at all? I feel like anything to this magnitude will come with a great deal of stress, depending upon how you handle things as a person. For me personally, I'm a planner. I'm all about the logistics of how to do things, how to break things down. And then I also work hand in hand with Miss Burgess. I've been doing so since she handled large coordinations at Fort Valley and now weddings in her business. So I will say there wasn't a lot of stress in the process. More stress was self-induced, honestly, because I'm a Virgo and we got issues. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm a Virgo and we got issues. So I am a control freak, and the biggest thing about planning a wedding, I learned that I have to let go of the expectation I place on my mind, especially if I'm delegating duties. I will say that it's a blessing and a curse to plan out as far ahead as you have to, because if you hit the ground running really hard, you slack off and then shit hits the fan and you're just like, whoa, I'm getting married in 2 weeks and I haven't done a laundry list of shit. So I just will say it depends on you as a person and how you think on your feet, how well you move through the process. I got a lot of questions asking, was I a bridezilla? No, I was not. And there is a very negative stigma that comes with that, especially for women who know what they want and they expect nothing less of. So I had moments in the beginning where I literally called my mom crying like, what is a bridezilla and how do I not be that? Because I know how I can get. And everybody expected me to be that, from the guys who of course have come to Friendsgivings and anything that I plan out. I'm very ticky about how I like things and how I want things done. But I made a promise to myself at the beginning of that process in planning the wedding that I was not going to overwork and overwhelm myself with things that I could not control. You gotta just accept serenity in all things that you do. And I had the right team behind me, backing me, and they prevented any of that happening. So it just goes hand in hand with how you pick your bridesmaids, what all you bring to the table, and hiring the right people and vendors. So that moves me to my next question. Could you have done it without a wedding planner? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. And that's just, I mean, do you do anything without the appropriate people in place that you need? You can't go to court and fight your own case unless you have some type of background in law and politics. It's just, you hire a lawyer to do things like that. You hire a planner to do things like this. I do feel as though Miss Burgess was my saving grace, and I'll talk to you guys more about that for a question about the day of. But she came in, and when it came down to looking for a venue, she's able to speak towards things, ask questions that I'm not even thinking about asking, logistically look at how things are laid out, and really pick and choose what were going to be battles for me to handle and what she didn't even need to involve me in. So I can go on for days talking about Ma, and you guys know that I work with her hand in hand in all the weddings that she does. And when I say she went above and beyond, y'all don't even, I can't even, literally, I can't talk about it. But I will say, interview wedding planners. I'm gonna always book with the total bill, but interview wedding planners. Know what they do, read their contracts, see what they bring to the table, know their price, and know what you want them to do for you. Because honestly, they work for you for your day, and that's period. So you need a wedding planner. Simple put. That's it. You need a wedding planner. Don't try to do it by yourself, because you're gonna have a lot more stress on you than what you could imagine, unless you just file like that. Unless you planning your wedding for 5-10 years. I don't know, but sure, get you a wedding planner. And then even with the nature of everything that was going on, like y'all, the clauses that people have in their contracts, especially when it came to COVID and having to push dates back, cancel dates, lessen the number of people that you originally invited, so on and so forth. Ms. Burgess knew all the questions to ask, and people respect the wedding planner more than they just respect you as the client, if that makes sense. So take that with a grain of salt. Girl, book you a wedding planner. Love your channel. I recently got engaged. Congratulations. Any wedding planning tips? Not outside of what I've already given. I would say that you just need to lay everything out, create you a Pinterest board, inspo column on Instagram, whatever, cut you out some stuff from some magazines, add it into your notebooks or whatever the case may be, and really go head on with what you want for the day and then what you can afford. Because I mean, traditionally the bride's parents paid for the wedding. It's 2022. Things are a lot different, but you just kind of need to know what you can bring to the table and what your parents may bring to the table. If your fiance's parents are going to bring something to the table, lay it all out so that you know if your expectations way too high, or if you know if they aiming a little too low, or if you'll have like the perfect amount of cushion to get what you need to get done. So that's the only advice that I'd add on to what I've previously said. Where did I get my wedding shoes from? Girl, Amazon. Amazon, not by choice, by force, because I play too damn much, but that was one of the things that I played around with. But you will be surprised at how much I got off of Amazon. Also, my robe that I wore on the day of, I looked at all these gorgeous custom made robes, and I don't know what type of folks was smoking to request $230 or even $180 for this piece of sheer shit that I'm finna wear for these pictures and take off and probably never wear again. Yeah, no, I couldn't even bring myself to do it. So I found this cute old robe off of Amazon, and that's a part of my storefront. I will also have that link down below in my description box. That and the shoes. Let's see, did you and Sim go through counseling before the marriage? Was it helpful? Yes, Sim and I did do marriage counseling, and if you don't know, I'm not sure about anywhere except for Georgia. If you do it and you have a certificate to present at the courthouse when you do file for your marriage license, they give you a huge discount. And shout out to Queen for letting me know that, her and Ms. Burgess, because I had no idea. But yes, they do. Anyway, back to the question. Yes, we went through counseling and it was severely helpful. Sim and I have been together through the hardest years that anyone can have a partner, and we literally grew up together when it comes to adulthood. We got together in college, and you guys have heard the love story before. It hasn't always been easy as you're graduating, getting on your feet, figuring things out. You try living together, you don't really know your person like that, and you just have to just woo. So a lot of things that we discussed in counseling were things that we did in our relationship already. They were hurdles that we've worked through and things that like our parents have already taught us. So it gave a lot of confirmation, and I feel like it's very vital for couples to just have that sense of togetherness, and you need to be counseled. And if you need therapy on working through your own demons, this is the perfect time to do so. Even before engagement, you can always seek counseling or seek therapy of some sort. As you guys know, our officiant was Sim's uncle, but that did not stop his professionalism as we went through counseling. Him and our Aunt Sean, which is his wife, we did it all, okay? We did it all. We touched every nook and cranny. There were some nights where it's just like, no, I don't have any questions, comments, or concerns. Neither did Sim, but I learned a lot of things, and some things about Sim that I had never known. Sim is not a man of many words. No surprise to you guys. He is the most vulnerable with me, and sometimes he can still be a little guarded, and that's just the nature of men. So hearing him talk about his feelings towards me, why he chose me, what about me sets me apart and stuff like that, it's just stuff that I don't get to hear on a regular, because I'm probably not asking that stuff. But just to know it and just see his mannerisms when he talks about me, it really brought us closer together. And every day brings us closer together, because every day we got to learn something new, because love is an everyday duty, okay? It's real work, okay? Work comes with the ring. Just put that out there. But needless to say, yes, go through counseling. No matter how long you've been together, no matter what you've been through, no matter how many kids you may have, no matter who mama said X, Y, or Z, go through counseling and seek somebody that is not a part of your family if you feel like there may be any type of bias. Who came up with the itinerary for the day of the wedding? I did. I laid everything out. Now, I will say, with the help of previously being in weddings and then working hand in hand with Miss Burgess, I have learned so much from her being my mentor. It's ridiculous, you guys. So a lot of that just came from knowledge I pulled from her past experiences, and I'm a Virgo. I have issues, you guys. Like, I can tell you all day, every day, I'm very ticky about things like that, scheduling and just being organized and whatnot, laying things out logistically, thinking about stuff. So my mind is very critical. And if you guys could only imagine, my friends knew what time it was. Like, just, ooh, Christ, help them, help me, God. Okay, let's see. Can't wait for your mama's video. Yeah, she is out of control. Somebody did ask too who my mom was talking about in the vlog. None of your business, you. Y'all know I'm not gonna answer that. Tips to keeping the cost down. Don't try to live above your means, girl. Understand your budget and stick to it. If you can aim below it, do so. That way you have cushion on the back end, because you're going to need it. So I will say that all of these weddings are beautiful, but know what you can afford. Know what's worth paying for, because some stuff is just like, it's gorgeous, but is it gorgeous for you, or do you just want it for the pictures? Like, know what you can handle and stick to your damn budget. Like, don't do that to yourself unless you get a blessing from someone, family member or church member or whatever the case may be. Live within your means, because guess what? After the wedding, which is one day, you still gotta live. Feel me? How was it working with such a large wedding party, y'all? These are my best friends. They're not strangers. I know them like the back of my hand. So when it came to this, I knew the type of friend that I am to them is very much so going to be reflective as to who they will be to me. And I will say I have the most selfless, loving, genuine, wholehearted, loyal people around me. It's ridiculous, and you guys see that through every single vlog, through every single person. I think one of the shortest relationships that I have in my group of friends has to be with Queen, and me and her click, we connect like so good, and she's genuine, she's loyal. Like Queen just, y'all know, y'all see it, but that just goes to show when you're a good friend to people, they will return that, and you see it. It doesn't take a lot to see people's patterns, study them. That's how you define a friend. You may not need 12 people, you may need one. Hell, and just do that. Everybody is not meant to be a bridesmaid. Did y'all hear me? Everybody is not meant to be a bridesmaid. Okay, and you have different friends for different reasons, and you have different friends for different seasons of your life. Everybody is not afforded that front row seat in it. So don't feel bad that you don't make this person or that person a bridesmaid. Or a lot of you guys asked throughout the process, how did Shayna feel about not being a maid of honor? That is a lot for somebody who's experiencing being in a wedding for the first time. There were things that Shayna didn't even know my mom had to educate her on, and things like booking a trip out of the country and dealing with all these personalities and having to speak up for me when I couldn't. I knew her strengths and her weaknesses, and that doesn't go to say that she wouldn't have been a good maid of honor, but that just goes to say like I would have had to step in way more than what I did. So you ain't hurting no feelings when you're doing what's best for you, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, I don't know why you guys, I know it's unheard of, but I just don't know why you guys act like I picked 12 strangers to be in my bridal party. These are my very, very best friends. I trust them with my life. Now, some people more than others, but you know, let the list go on. That's just it, you know? So that's how it was. It can be a lot with women, so to speak, and their attitudes, but when you got people that are here for the right reasons, you don't run into that. Even like the bachelorette trip and us being in 2 rooms, but a lot of us in one space during the day of, like, there weren't no attitudes. There weren't no fussing and hissy fits about what you gonna do and what you're not gonna do. It's just, they knew what they meant to me and how I am to them and what I tolerate and what I wouldn't tolerate as, you know, friends. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard, but I will say that's not for everybody, okay? Don't do it if you just don't know. I would not advise. Whew, okay. So I have a subscriber. She hit me up before I even posted this questions box, and sis said, listen, I need all the details, so I'm about to answer all of our questions. Let me go to the very beginning of when she started asking. Okay, did you communicate expectations that you had for your bridesmaids, budgets, etc.? Yes, I've already discussed that, but it was very clear what I expected. Where did you search for bridesmaids dresses? How did I find Bella Bridesmaids? My friend Shakina got married, and that was where she went. And also, I believe Miss Burgess might have told me to go there, but I know for certain she told me about the other places that we've been to for bridesmaid dresses, like for example Tion's wedding and whatnot. But I can't remember how I got Bella, but I got Bella. And listen, go shop with Bella Bridesmaids, because my girl Brittany is going to get you right. Her and Lauren, the entire staff, like, go in there, tell them you know ShaniceAlisha, okay? And Brittany will be all over it. But I would say know your area. I would research and read reviews on the company, and then also ask for a consultation, see the styles of dresses that they have, make sure they have what you need, and then know whether or not they're going to be the right spot for you to pick your bridesmaid dresses. I hope that helps. Let me see. Sis, I'm stressed, to be honest, and I haven't even really started planning. Get you a planner, a notebook. Save reminders in your phone, set your calendar, get a calendar of the year up to you getting married. Lay every single thing out. Get you a planner. Get you a planner. Start there and you'll be okay. Like, understand your budget. Talk to your parents. Talk to your fiance's parents. Everything that I've said before. Lay everything out for yourself. That way there's no questions as to who pockets giving up this money. Do I need to fully front this money? Okay, how many hours I need to work at this job? You feel me? Like, just know all that you can know and logistically lay everything out and you'll be fine. Like, stop thinking about it so much. Start laying stuff out. Okay. How did you pick your wedding date? Was it significant to you and Sim? No, honestly not. It's what the venue had available and it's what I got a discount for. Okay though. So I did want to get married in the fall because how my mind goes, I've been planning for this my entire life, right? And I've always had like the Garden of Springer or Falling for Springer as what I wanted the hashtag for my wedding to be. So the Garden of Springer was going to be more so in like the springtime and just lots of fresh flowers and greenery and just very romantic, like the Secret Garden. But in the spring you got to think about it raining a lot, but here we are in Georgia, it rains anyway. So, you know, fall was just more appropriate for what I thought of when it came to weather and having an outside wedding. So ideally the fall month that I wanted to get married in was October, because you still get some warmness in the weather, not a whole lot of cold nights just yet here in Georgia, and the leaves are still transitioning. They're not all off on the ground on the lawn. Tea for another day, but they're still transitioning, so that's just beautiful. My ideal date, I believe, was October 2nd, 2021. Listen, can't remember, but all of the venues that I actually went to did not have availability in October. And if it was in October, it was a Friday or it was a Sunday, and I wanted a Saturday wedding. So the venue that we actually had our wedding at, they gave us a great discount for the month of November, because I believe it's a slower month because it's starting up on the holiday seasons, and then also it can be cold, give or take. So no, there was no significance. It all came down to what was available and what our pockets like the most. I will say, if you do have a significant date, you'll be surprised at how fast venues book up and how far in advance. So if you do have a significant date, I would suggest getting on it right now, like knowing what that date is. Maybe a year from now, start there and push it out. Choose a few days, sis, okay? Choose a few. Advice on outside opinions. Fuck them. What I said in the beginning, learn when to say no. Shelter yourself from it, because people tend to project every experience or feeling, emotion from their own personal catalog onto you, and that advice is very biased and it's very swayed and it's very much so not asked for. So fuck them. In shorter terms, like, I mean, you just gotta know, don't get to fussing and arguing with the folks that's paying for the wedding now. I can't get with you on that, but you know, just within reason. You don't have to take all advice, because what you want is what you want. What can be done is what can be done. So advice, you really don't need it from anybody but your wedding planner and the person paying for the wedding. That's the only bit of advice you take. This is question number 6 from a good sis. Listen, I'm not judging you. You getting all your questions in, and these are questions that other people had. So right now my potential bridesmaid count is 11. I feel like that is a lot. How did you choose your bridesmaids? Luckily, I've answered a lot of questions already that related to yours, so just you know, no. There are people that I didn't choose to be in my wedding. They all right. I don't talk to one right now. Don't give a fuck. I don't really converse with the other like that. Don't give a fuck. But I knew it's just not feasible. And Jasmine is my girl. Let me give you a prime example. But before Jasmine moved up to Atlanta, I was very nervous about whether or not Jasmine would be able to commit to a lot because she was not local. And I didn't want to have her spending more money than everybody else was to getting up here every time we would have something, to traveling elsewhere after she gets here. You know what I'm saying? But it's a conversation that I had with my mom, I had with Miss Burgess before I selected Jasmine, to just make sure that I was being as fair as I possibly could, because I couldn't have done my day without her by my side. You feel me? But at the same token, it was a little stressful just knowing, is this gonna be the best for Jasmine? Because I'm thinking about her financially having to commute from where she was. So, you just have to know. Follow your first instinct, because it'll never lead you astray. Now, don't act off of emotions, but just know that this doesn't have to be the end of a friendship if you don't select them to be in your wedding. And if it does, God already wrote the story. Let bygones be bygones, and fuck them. Okay? They wasn't meant to be here if they can't understand that decision. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Okay? Hear me when I say, you win some and you lose some, and your energy is the most important thing that you need to protect in this planning process and when you get to the day of. Who you gonna choose, them over you? All right, lastly, when did you actually start your wedding planning process after engagement? Girl, it was the week after, okay? I got home, we was all on a cloud nine, and it was just all exciting and whatnot, showing off my ring, going on date nights with Sim, and Miss Burgess was just like, all right. So Wednesday, we have an appointment with the Serenbe. Let's go. It's time to choose this venue. What date are you thinking? You and Sim got something? Mama paying? All right, let us ride, okay? So it doesn't have to be that, but honestly and truthfully, just lay out things and then choose a planner and let your planner get to work, because it's a lot of work to be done. So when you already have a Pinterest board, you already know the decorum and the colors and fresh flowers versus fake flowers versus a mixture and a gold ring circle and a green backdrop. When you already have things like this picked out, it makes that much easier, and you're that much more motivated to plan. So I hope I answered all your questions as best as you needed them to be answered. If you have any more, hit me up on Instagram, girl. I'm here. You know what? Just email me at this point, girl. Call, you know what? You want to Zoom? Because just let me know. And I would say, no matter the area that you're in, just look into a wedding planner. Probably top rated, the best. You can try all of the wedding websites like The Knot, for instance, and just go from there. Let's see. Where'd you get your dress for the bridal brunch? Amazon. Are you guys surprised? Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's always in my bio, my Amazon storefront. You guys can go on there and shop it. Now, sometimes it may not be the exact color as the front picture that's showing, but if you click on it, you can select the color. So yes, that dress was banging, baby, and I still got it. Hi, that's exactly how she wrote it. Did you have a formal itinerary on the wedding day so everything flowed appropriately? Absolutely. Is my name Shanice? Am I a Virgo? Am I sick? Yes. Is my wedding planner ticky? Yes. Did we have a flow of ceremony, reception, and hell to the send-off? Absolutely. Miss Burgess is it. That's why I say you need a wedding planner, because they do stuff like that, and if you're sick like me, you do it too. But I did. It's vital. It allows you to have a clear mind and to just let things happen how they're supposed to happen. So when you pass off this order of ceremony to all of your vendors, your decorator, your food, your DJ, your photographer, your videographer, your pastor, your officiant, your vocalist, your musicians, when you pass this off to everyone, guess what doesn't happen? a mess. Okay, so everything is laid out how it's supposed to be, and you just don't have to worry. Hell, you could give it to the folks at your venue. This is what we got, and this is how it's gonna go. Stay out the way or help. Okay, what you trying to do? So yes, you need a formal itinerary, you need a schedule, you need a flow of, you need all of that. Everything that you can think of, do the most so you don't have to regret that you didn't do enough. You feel me? I am dropping like this video if I'm dropping the gems. Okay. I really should have done this with Miss Burgess. This would have been great, but girl, getting Ma and me in the same house and being productive, chill. Okay, let's see. How did you guys know y'all were ready to get married? I've been ready to get married since I've been playing MASH on notebook paper, college rule, maybe wide rule to be exact, inside of my composition notebook. Okay, that's how long I've been knowing that I wanted to get married. You can't really ask a bride something like that because it's ultimately like the man who is going to propose the question, or for any other type of relationship, it's honestly the person who is more inclined to make those type of decisions. So I will say that, to be honest and to be more realistic, I understood that I wanted to get married when I agreed to love Sim unconditionally. And that came with a lot. I had to accept him for who he was, where he was at, what he was able to bring, what he didn't feel like he wanted to bring, like what he was gonna tolerate, what he wasn't gonna tolerate. I had to understand him as a man and as a person, as who I wanted to live the rest of my life with. And we did that through just life experiences, seeing each other in a lot of different seasons. And once we got married, this is not a part of the question, but once we got married, we were faced with boom bow straight out the gate. You feel me? Like, we experienced death and a few other things. So it's like you have to really know your person and know, if the world blows over, would that be the person that you want to be with in that moment when you have nothing? And how do they treat you? Okay, because it's princess treatment only. Heard? But yeah, so truthfully, to answer that question, that's how I would say it, coming from my perspective as the submissive woman that I am to my now husband. But back then, boyfriend to fiance, but you just gotta know when the submission starts. You just know. And when they drop down, if it ain't I ain't even gonna give you that type of advice. But anyway, who did your mom's hair since she has locks? She had a hairstylist do her hair, who does her hair always. So they just did a style and she maintained it, as you guys saw. Let's see, how did you stay organized throughout the planning process? I think I answered that already, but I'm a Virgo. Look up traits of a Virgo so y'all can understand what I'm saying. But a notebook of any sort, wedding planner. My mom gave me one, Miss Burgess gave me one. You've got to write things down, set reminders, schedule things out, plan things out. So that's how you stay organized. Hey girl, hey. What are some good locations for engagement photos in Atlanta? I would say the Millennial Gate. I would say Chateau Elan. I would also say the Biltmore Ballrooms. Any like 5-star hotel. Honestly, the lobby can give what it needs to give in just that much amount of time. If you hire the right photographer and or videographer, they're automatically going to be able to suggest places to you. So I would just say off rip, Google like nice landmarks, elegant landmarks. What else? You want to say like 5-star locations and stuff like that, restaurants and whatnot, and then get in contact with them and see if you're allowed to utilize that area, see what it's going to cost, whatever the case may be. But your photographer and videographer should know things like that. You shouldn't even have to worry about it, or your wedding planner. Just depending upon if you've already booked your venue, you could probably use an area in your venue. I've seen that a lot too. What's your favorite memory from your wedding day? Oh my God, there were so many. I would say hands down, my favorite part was entering the reception. Just how lit everyone was to see us, to have come out and celebrate us on our matrimony. Just like the money flying in the air, knowing that we have officially tied the knot and we're walking into this celebration of our love. I don't know. I can't really say, was that my only moment? No, but just that. It was just the entire wedding, like, oh my God. Okay, let's get down into the tea. If you had to do it all over again, what 3 things would you have done differently? Let's see. It's hard to say. Number 1, I would have spaced out purchasing a home and having a wedding in the same year, honestly and truthfully, because it was tough. I decided to do 3 in the top 5 of life's hardest things to do, and that's becoming a full-time entrepreneur, purchasing a home, and getting married. Girl, like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't even know why this girl bothered to put herself through that level of anxiety, but that's number 1. Number 2. This is hard to say, but it kind of goes hand in hand with the first question, but I wouldn't have gotten so lax towards the ending part of the process, because I was so burnt out with just navigating my way around being a full-time entrepreneur, decorating our home, holding up my end of the bargain, showing up for myself and then all of my friends and family, and then also like EXO, just like everything. I had so much on my plate, and I allowed wedding planning to kind of take a back seat to things that had more priority in those moments, just for the simple fact that the venue, yes, somebody did ask this question, was all inclusive in terms of what they offered. And then 2, knowing that I had an amazing wedding planner and she has it, so I didn't have to worry about it, right? But it just came down to, there were things that Miss Burgess can advise, but she doesn't have to do. And that was a learning curve for myself, because I was just like, hell, I'm one of your children now, help me out, like do this for me. But she can't hold my hand through everything, and she doesn't have to tell me everything. Like, there are just things that you have to know to do yourself. So I really just kind of chilled my ass off. Everybody was like, girl, you don't seem stressed at all, child. I wouldn't worry about it. But then 2 weeks before the wedding, I'm like, you know, so that was number 2. And I gotta be careful what I say to y'all, because y'all be reading so deep into things, but I don't want to put that big of a cliffhanger into this video, because I'm not going to discuss it in this video. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Let me just say this. Stay on top of the venue staff and communication / expectations with them. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's move on. So, what did you wear under your robe before the wedding, and where did you get your jewelry? I wore lingerie up under the robe. You ain't see it. Well, I tried to hide it as much as I could on YouTube, because, you know, I didn't want to get flagged on the wedding vlog. But yeah, lingerie came with the robe. Actually, a thong did, but I did have to purchase a like bustier corset bra, whatever you choose to wear, you do have to purchase that separate if you do go with that robe. So I got it from Amazon. You didn't ask that, but I got it from Amazon. It's lingerie from Amazon. It was a 2-piece. I was gonna go with the corset, but my robe already did enough. So I just wanted some skin to show through, just be comfortable and sexy. So yeah, the jewelry was from Amerimart. Thank God for my wedding planner. She has the hookup, okay? She knew all of the right places for me to go and to shop at a wholesale distribution like that. You have to have like an LLC, create you an account, and be able to prove that. So that's why it's vital to have a wedding planner or experienced individuals in your corner who can take on tasks like that, because I probably paid half of what normal people would pay for wedding jewelry. And my headpiece was from there as well. I think somebody else asked about that. Let's see, no question. I just wish you all continued blessings and longevity. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Like, as I grow on YouTube, this is not a part of this vlog, but here we are. As I grow on YouTube, I'm just really learning that everybody is not for you, and the luxury of being a small content creator is that you're surrounded by nothing but love, and you want to be as open and as genuine and as just transparent and authentic as you can be. But I have a lot of discernment about myself as a person in general, and I'm glad that I've had that with YouTube, because I love y'all, but some of the people that have come, just what the fuck wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, but I appreciate the real ones. And when you guys leave me messages like that, it lets me know that God gave me this and I can handle it, and this is why I do it. So anyway, y'all didn't ask for that. If you're still here, go ahead and thumbs up the video, because we going in, and just tell me that you love me, because I love y'all a whole lot. Okay, what's the hardest thing about planning your dream wedding? Learning that dreams come with a fat ass price tag, okay? So sometimes, like, I would have loved to have angels hanging out of those trees playing the harp, but I had to realize that, Shanice, Shanice, like, just, you know, that's the hardest thing. Just acknowledging and knowing your budget and sticking to it, because sometimes I could be a little over the top and ridiculous, and it's just like, girl, it's not even worth it when you really think about the fact that it is one day and you're living past this day. Like, girl, relax. So that's the hardest thing, honestly. Like, you gotta find the budget and stick to it. Did your wedding go as planned? Were there any hiccups / obstacles? Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. For the planning that I did, the expectations I set forth for like my bridal party, and also in terms of like Miss Burgess and just everything that the total Belle brought to the table, yes, everything went as planned. Now, things that are outside of your control will happen, and I did not do a lot of editing on the wedding vlog itself. I kept so much footage in there. Now, I did put a lot of music over certain clips and whatnot, because, you know, it was no reason to have audio, like original audio on there. But you guys saw literally everything in the moment. Backgrounds was messy, folks might have been looking crazy who wasn't paying attention to the camera. You guys saw it all from both perspectives, Brie and Rena's. So I put all of that in there, and y'all didn't miss a beat. Things that you guys were not able to see, like Miss Burgess and everything that she dealt with the venue. Y'all, if she could have wore a GoPro or some type of video camera on her, somebody should have been following Mom, because just wait till that story time if y'all only knew. But yes, things like that are gonna happen. But the greatest thing about having an amazing bridal party surrounding you is that you shouldn't even know, okay? And even if you get an inkling or you feel like something is just not right, just remember that the most important part of the entire day is that you are about to walk down that aisle or stand at that aisle as your mate walks to you, and you guys are about to join together as one under God. And that is all that matters. I couldn't give a damn if it got to raining while we were out there. I'm holding Sim's hands, and at that moment we were the only two there, and that's what matters. So keep that in mind and just roll with the punches, okay? Stick and move. You win some and you lose some, so it is what it is. Do you recommend plated dinner or buffet? I would say plated, because it gives the vibes. You have the plates come to your guests. You don't have to worry about the bottleneck effect of a buffet line and just how like aesthetically unpleasing that is, and it's inevitable to, you know, prevent. So I would definitely say plated. It looks like you really spent the bag too when you get your food plated, and it just gives guests the luxury of sitting down, being still, and having their food brought to them. So princess treatment always. I would say get plated meals if you can. Can you also share the designer of your wedding dress? I actually do not know, but I will insert all of that information in the description box as well. I need to call up the spot, or maybe I can just look at the tag. Not sure. I will look at my receipt as well. But yeah, I'll definitely include that for you guys so that you can know. Was there any moments where you were unsure? You gotta specify, because unsure about getting married or the person I was getting married to? Absolutely not. Is there anything you regret with the wedding? Example, certain vendors, a certain process. I am going to discuss more about that in the upcoming story time, but I will say it's a catch-22 with having a venue that is all inclusive and they provide everything and they don't allow you to swap things out, because it seems amazing because you're gonna have everything in one place. You just have to cough up the money for it and sit in decor meetings and then also food tastings. But I will say I really wish that I could have used some of the vendors that Miss Burgess has versus having to go with my venue and all that they provided, because there are just decor pieces that I know Miss Burgess would kill over some of the things that the venue offered. And then when it comes to food, the tasting was good, but just things just sometimes aren't what they can be when it's mass produced versus when it's produced for a tasting. So I will say that it's just all the luck of the draw. You take a risk either way it goes around. You know what I'm saying? So things like that just come with a deep level of prayer. Like, you got to have God on your side for everything, because Holy Spirit activate. Okay, let me see. I hope I'm answering that to the best of my abilities, because, you know. Let's see. Hey world, saving tips. Did you both put money into a separate wedding account? No. Sim and I already have a joint account and we have separate accounts. So I will say that when it came to things with the wedding, we had already laid out what he'll be responsible for and then what I'll be responsible for. And an example just goes for, I paid for my dress, and then the photographer and videographer, Sim paid for his tux, and then the DJ and what else? It was something else that Sim paid for. But we did lay out exactly what it was that we were going to pay for separately. But yeah, so I will say tips for saving is once you get engaged, that's when the ball starts rolling. and you just have to assess your finances as they are. See what you guys can budget for. See where you guys want to start the planning when you get to a certain threshold. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know, you know what you can afford, and you know what type of help you may or may not be getting. So that's my advice there. Where does him get his suit from? I will link that down below. Full transparency, you just have to know when you're working with businesses, anything can go wrong. There were a few hiccups in terms of communication and delivery and expectations that happened with this specific custom suit vendor. But I will say, I'm gonna give money to the Black community and the people who are thriving hard to keep their businesses on the ground and running. At the end of the day, we're human beings. Things happen, and every dog has their day. So my experience may not be your experience. I will just say, keep that in mind if you do go with him and anything happens. To be honest, full transparency. Let's see. Is there anything that didn't turn out quite like you expected? Yes, and whatever, because I had Miss Burgess who does this decor thing, and she was able to come in with her decor, and y'all know, like, I just cannot stop talking about that. But yeah, and it happens, you know what I'm saying? But in the moment, you're not even thinking about that unless you do like a first look where your decor is revealed to you for the very first time and stuff like that. I didn't even think about half of the stuff that I probably should have, but I don't care, you know, like, it is what it is. It happened. We had a great day, period. Okay, let's see. How did you all choose the best vendors based on guest and price? It's just based upon that. So when it came to food, we knew that we were having a large wedding, so to speak, and Miss Burgess always says it's a difference when it's 150 guests versus 200. Hell, 75 guests versus 200. So I would have loved to have meat carving stations and salmon over mashed potatoes with garlic herb and gravy or whatever the case may be. But I knew we were finna have almost damn near 200 people here. Y'all finna get this good chicken and this good tilapia, okay? Because hell, chicken by itself is $17 a plate. So you could imagine salmon was probably like $21, $22 a plate. Multiply that by 200. And on top of that, everything else. So you just know when you know it's time to scale back. Either we're gonna push back from the amount of people we invite, or we're just gonna push for the most cost-efficient meal. And that is what it is. It ain't no shade or no tea to it. Oh, I feel like I got the wipe. Talking a lot. All right. I think I am getting down to the end of these questions. If you're still here, drop the I don't know, falling for spring, or what should we drop? Drop the engagement ring emoji if you're still here. All right, I think somebody said, did you have any reggae and calypso music like your mom adamantly said in the car? No. And she, as well as my family, is probably not gonna let me live for this, but I was not in control of it. The wedding day flew by so fast. Like, the reception felt like it was 30 minutes. When Daka and his team came up to me and they were like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head out. You need anything else from me? I'm like, what time is it? And they were like, it's time for us to go. Fuck, like, and I feel them on every level, because it was literally time for them to go, and the party was like still going, and I was just like, damn, these are moments that I don't want y'all to miss. But at the same token, it was just flying by. So I said all of that to say the DJ played a good bit of the music that, of course, my colleagues and I loved. Me and my friends was extra lit. But when it came down to get into the reggae section, and then, you know, you slow it down with the slow jams so everybody knows it's time to file on out, we missed that moment because the lights started turning on. I was just like, damn, bro, we just now got started. So if I can say something that I would have changed on the day of, it would be booking the venue for another 2 hours, because the wedding was 5 hours from the start time, thus meaning it was over, and the lights were turning on right at 10:30, 11 o'clock ish. You know, they kind of played with us, let us do whatever it was we had to do, but I should have let that go until midnight, or hell, 1 o'clock if we could have, because we were partying our asses off. So I will say that Mama did come to me and she was like, what's up with the DJ? He ain't playing our music. But then he started playing a little WizKid and shit like that, and we vibed out some, but it's hard to explain. But my family, like, they was, you know, doing what they had to do, but I know they would have been extra lit had he gotten to that, because we discussed it. We just didn't have time. Like, time just flew by, because I know this is long-winded, but there are things in a wedding that have to be done, and things that you want caught on camera while your videographer and photographer are there. So the garter toss, bouquet toss, the cake cutting, the speeches and stuff like that, those things have to be done. And by the time that was done, it was just like, yeah, time to go. So if you could imagine. But anywho, my wedding is coming up, and my mom was planning everything, but she got into a really bad accident. Your question cut off, but I'm so sorry to hear that, and I am praying for a speedy recovery for your mom, and that she's able to regain her health fully prior to the accident. I will say that that can put a stint in the process, and I know it's stressful. I know it's probably overwhelming right now. If you have already booked your venue, you may need to look into what's the probability of pushing the date back, or whether or not you're able to hire a planner within this time to follow through and finish up what your mom has already done. I would look into all of the options, and I would get on it as fast as you can, even though I know this is a period of adjustment and you are trying to figure things out while trying to be there for your mom. Just make sure that you handle it as fast and, you know, efficient as you can. Is it possible to get a video about the bridesmaids and groomsmen, how you know them, how you met? Jesus, y'all keep asking for this, and I know you probably want a more detailed explanation, but we all met in college, or like Savon and Shayna are our relatives, Shamartu. So I'm not gonna make any promises that it will be a bridesmaids, groomsmen, because we're all friends. It may just be how I met my best friends. Like, I'll probably do that. I'll do it this year. But can somebody comment down below exactly what you want to know? Because I've told y'all that we've met in college. Like, what do y'all need to know more than that? Like, do y'all want to hear everybody's perspective? Do you just want to see us sit down and talk about it? Because we've said it over and over and over again. Sim, myself, Chelsea, Rena, Devin, Josh Butler were all there prior to 2011 when Ashley, Twyla, Tion, Shakina, Jasmine, who else? Of course, Queen, and everybody else came in. So we served as orientation leaders / student ambassadors for them, and we just clicked and we just grew our friendship from there. I don't know what else to say, but just let me know exactly what it is you're asking, what it is you are looking for in the video, and I'm trying my best to get that to y'all. I think I answered all of the questions. Let me just skim through all. How is married life? Does it feel like you're living with your best friend? Yes, yes, and yes. It is great. I don't care what anybody else tells you about Black love. I don't care what anybody else may have projected onto you about marriage. It is amazing. It is amazing. Do it when you feel like you're ready. Do it young, do it old, do it slow, do it fast, do it however you feel compelled to do it, and just know that it's unconditional. traditional. It comes with a lot, okay? But it's amazing. It's amazing. And myself, other Black influencers and content creators who allow you guys into these aspects of our life, just know that we do that so y'all know to bring Black love back. Okay, it's amazing and you should fucking love it here. Like, just no shade, no tea to anyone else, but bring it back, okay? Black love wins every single time. Work through what you've asked for, okay? Pray through what you've asked for and just go from there. All right. I think that is it. This video is how long, y'all? But I wanted to make sure that I answered all of your questions. And I am also now going to talk about some of the things that we purchase outside of just what you guys saw from the venue and then also from Miss Burgess. So let me go onto my Etsy app and tell you guys. Okay, we did get an unplugged ceremony sign, just pretty much stating what we anticipated and expected from our guests. There was already going to be hella mask in the picture, okay? Shit that didn't match with the outfits nor what the next person was wearing besides you. So the last thing that I wanted, just off of a personal preference for the aesthetic, was for my photos and video to come out with hella folks sitting around like this. And then while a moment is going on in the actual ceremony, I'm hearing your Instagram story playing back because you're uncultured and you forgot to turn your volume down. So I sent out a message, because I'm a Virgo and that's what I do, to all of the guests on our list saying that this is going to be an unplugged ceremony. Please, mind you, be there on time and don't be that person, because you will get embarrassed. And I put it just like that. So anybody that I invited, they know us, they know me, they know the expectation and the caliber. So I will say that I was so proud of everybody for following that. So yes, I got this sign, and they also have like welcome signs and whatnot that you can choose from. This is a great vendor for it. Instead of doing a unity ceremony that I've seen in the past, I wanted to do something a little different outside of just like pouring the sand. I went between this heart and also the like customized braid that Sim and I could do at the altar. So this was a great unity piece, and it's something that we can put in our house. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to place it just yet, but yes, that was in there. I got Sim's personalized cufflinks from here as well. Another vendor, super quick turnaround for all of this stuff, you guys, because I might have ordered within the last 2 to 3 weeks before the wedding and everything got here. Now, did I pay a rush fee or two? Yes. Was that induced stress on myself? Yes, but I can't lie, this was amazing. The bridal party robes were from here as well. This vendor was super quick. You can get them customized. I chose to go without because those are things that they're gonna wear after. And when I just thought about what was worth my money as things were winding down to it, I think I gave them enough things with writing and just keepsakes. So I was good with not getting those customized, but that is an option. The cake topper was from here as well. Got that from this vendor. Amazing. We did our wedding favors from here as well. They actually sent us extra string and hearts just in case things fell off. So super appreciative of that. Super cute, super simple. They do cost a pretty penny, but I mean, hell, you have to give your guests favors. It's just a part of it. It comes with the territory. So I loved everything about that. I also got the wedding hangers from here as well. You can get them plain, you can get them customized, you can change the color. All of these shops that I did actually shop through, they have someone where you can communicate and ask all the questions that you have. So read the reviews, look at the pictures from reviews, and just use your discernment when it comes to ordering from them. And then last but certainly not least, I got an alternative guest book for all of our guests to sign. You guys have seen it in the house, and I actually have it back there on the countertop. It was this beautiful heart drop. It came with a sign. It came with a box where people grab the hearts out of. It had a cute message on there. You can customize the centerpiece of it, and you can add pins to it. They do it all. It can be like a wall mount if you want it to be, or you can keep it on a countertop or desktop as I have back here. So I just loved everything about that. I'm a person who I like to not hoard necessarily, but I like to keep things for longevity, and I want to be able to show those to like my kids, or whenever people come over, like, yeah, this is from my wedding. This is what we did this for. You know, it's just bigger than having a guest book that's just gonna probably catch dust somewhere in the box. So I wanted to do that. That was a very, very cute touch. Also, I've already discussed a lot of the things that I purchased from Amazon. Anything that was for my wedding is on my Amazon storefront, and it's under the wedding tab, okay? And other things are just simply put, they're either from the venue or from my wedding planner, so I can't give you everything. You guys know that Queen did a video talking about the vendors that she went to get our champagne flutes, our cake cutter, and then our cake holder. So you guys can check her video out if you have questions about where she got that from. Other than that, this video is already long as hell. I appreciate every single person that made it to this point. I hope that it was as helpful and insightful as it needed to be for all of my 2022 brides, even down to 2023, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in my bank account. All of you guys, I really hope that you guys were able to take some notes and really save this video in your archives, put it on a to watch list, and you're able to go forward with some of the things that I used, some of the advice that I gave, so on and so forth. I love you guys so much. Y'all see the sun that went down. I've been in here talking so long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for trusting in me to even bring a series like this to you guys, and to take anything that I have had to say this entire process. I appreciate all of your support and your well wishes and everything that you have done for just the love of Sim and I. Oh, I'm exhausted and I will see you in the next episode. Make sure that you like this video, comment down below, you hit that red subscribe button if you're not already a part of the gang, tap the bell so you never miss another update. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.